Good evening, 6:30, and you know what that means, of course, it's a Tilton show. Welcome along to us, very welcome. A draw was in the weekend, a bit of a shame that we didn't win that one, to be really honest with you, but to get that goal right at the death brings Blackburn back to St Andrews tomorrow night, and that could be a very noisy affair. Our plans down there were just off the scale, superb, off the scale, right? And we will probably be discussing the racist issue, where Heathers suffered at the hands of some fans behind him. It's not my favourite issue. But anyway, onwards we go. Tomorrow night we're still in the FA Cup, girls and boys. Can we do it? Can we get into the last 16? And, of course, the draw is in 27 minutes' time, 27 minutes' time. Claire hasn't got a doppelganger. So we're going to discuss Claire's doppelganger in a few moments. Welcome to the team tonight. The one and only Mr. Victor Clay Courtney.
Evening all.
And in his road there he is, Mark Adams.
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Chairman of the board, Mr. Alan Watton.
Good evening, everyone.
And the lovely Claire Giblin.
Hello.
Pushing all the buttons and making all the right moves in the studio there back in Birmingham, Chris Brown.
Was that me? Oh, yeah. Good evening.
It says it underneath your thing on the bottom here, so I'm only assuming that it is.
Yeah,
Two things that we need tonight. One is Claire's doppelganger, because we've all had one, and also a nickname for Claire, as she's now appeared twice on the Talk Show. You get yourself a nickname. We've got Mr. Fix and Mr. Robe, chairman of the board. What's yours, Chris? It was Mrs. Brown, because he used to laugh like her.
Oh, yeah. I need a new one then, don't I? I need a new one.
He won't do it anymore. There you go. And mine's Mr. Floor, because on away days, that's where I am on the coach and everybody's treading over me and I don't care. Right, okay, so I haven't got access to...
Chris Brown can formally be known as Albert from now on.
Uncle Albert.
I'm shaving it off next week.
During the war.
Uncle Albert.
During the war?
The war.
Who's Rachel?
So we want a doppelganger for Claire and also a nickname, please. That's tonight's mission sorted. Has anybody got access to the Facebook?
Yeah, I've got it. It's all coming in.
Right, because I
I
haven't. So Craig and Chris, could you keep your eye on it, and we'll find out what Claire's doppelganger is going to be very, very shortly. So, Mark, you're at the game.
Yeah. Certainly was, yeah.
Claire, I'll take your take on the game first.
I thought we actually started quite well. I think, in general, Gary Gardner made a difference. I thought he was brilliant. So when we scored, we were on top, but it was just, again, just slight mistakes, just the basics, like, Colin was giving the ball away, things like that. Scrappy goal for theirs. I think Everidge made a brilliant save, but again, we had 4 or 5 of them just stood there watching. I actually missed the second goal because I was too busy having a chat with somebody, so I didn't see it. But I'm really glad that Jordan Jones came on and scored as well. I think he deserved that. I do think he needs more game time. But Hannibal made a difference as well. But I think in general, we went up there not expecting anything, and actually we got a draw and we're back tomorrow. So see who we get tonight and if we go through and see what happens, really. But I thought there's positives from it this week, I think. And at least we've got another game. At least it's a draw. It stops us losing 6 in a row. So
yeah, the thing is, Claire, right, is that we are still in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I think we're the only Midlands representation, aren't we?
We are.
By a long way.
Yeah.
By a long way. We are still in the FA Cup. Yeah. And you know what? If we can make some proper noise at St Andrews tomorrow and terrify the life out of their players, right? In a vocal way, of course, ladies and gents, in a vocal way. I think that we could actually get a win there tomorrow.
I do. Oh, yeah, I do, Nick. I mean, to be honest, I think it won't be a cauldron a night. I think it'll be like 10,000 or something.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be a massive.
Yeah, I think 12,000.
But I mean, I agree. I mean, going back to the actual game, I agree with everything that Claire said, really. I mean, personally, I think when we brought Dukey on and started launching it up to him, they just couldn't handle him. Their back four just did not know how to handle him. And even when he won the flick-ons, he weren't flicking onto our player every time, but they just crumbled. And when you added Hogan in the mix as well, they looked really shaky at the back. I think their goalie didn't look too good either. I think he looked really shaky as well. So I think there's nothing to be scared of. I'll be interested to hear what people, who we could potentially play in the next round, and if our listeners and viewers could maybe comment who they'd like in the next round. Me personally,
would you like Man United at home?
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm hand on heart.
Great second, is it?
No,
I'd like a trip. Sorry, Craig. I'd like a trip to Spurs. I'd
I
like
was
to
going
do
to say exactly the same.
Yeah, I've never
I
been
want to
there.
do.
Grounds I ain't been to,
that's
yeah.
somewhere we haven't been for a while or haven't been at all. So Spurs definitely. But if you draw the Man U, right, you want to be at their place.
Yeah.
No point in being at St Andrews against any of the big boys because
there's no advantage with that.
there's no advantage. We can't fill the stadium. It'll end up on the TV, no doubt.
Yeah.
And on that, I'd rather be somewhere like Old Trafford or at Spurs because you get an extra bumper away support.
9,000, you can say. Like,
yeah, we would say we will.
Ooh, imagine that. Imagine that. Boys and
It'd be
girls.
amazing.
Oh.
And
Easily,
well, I think, isn't it?
we could quadruple that, not just double. We could quadruple that to get easily for a game like that.
Easily.
Yeah.
Can I just say, in regards to the game, can I just give a quick shout out as well to Auntie Linda put me in touch with John Lydon from Excelsior Blues, and John gave me a lift. So it was nice to meet him, nice to meet his mates as well.
Good.
And I met some people there for the first time who watched the show. So Dom Kavanagh I met, a few other people, I didn't catch any names, but they were really lovely, had a nice chat, gave some great feedback for the show.
They said I was the favourite, didn't they? They said I was the...
Yeah.
Apparently you look like Beth Mead.
Beth
I
Mead,
have
yeah.
been told my class thinks I am Beth Mead.
Beth Mead.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one, is it?
There was some.
I've come up with that one, Chris.
Who?
I can't.
No.
Holly Williams.
Beth Mead.
Holly Williams?
That's it then, Beth. That's you. That's your
What?
doppelganger.
Mary.
What about
Mary
the nickname
Fine, I'll
about
take
it?
that.
There's another one as well. Mary L. Fanning, the American actress, who I've never ever heard of.
No,
No.
no, mate.
You've never heard of her?
No.
I've looked her up to see what she's like, and I'm quite happy with that.
Oh well, there you go.
Have you never heard of her, Chris?
Mary L. Fanning. No.
Yeah.
No.
No, nor me.
Who she play for?
Nor me. Alan, you watched the game on TV.
I did.
What was your take?
First of all, very good game of football. Win, lose, or draw. We played well. The opposition, were tidy. The frustration is that we give goals away almost by accident. The first one hit the crossbar, came down. Where did it fall to one of our blokes? No, it fell to their bloke. And the second one, couldn't clear it. But we scored two very good goals. And we've got a bloke, I've been on and on about this, about we have, in order to get one goal, we have to have 10 shots. And here's a bloke who scores 2 shots out of 3, which ups our potency no end. So he's put us off to a great start. And from then on, there's a different feel about it. You're not, heads don't drop as soon as we went a goal down, obviously, but the heads didn't drop. We kept at it, and you always felt that we were going to get one. And it was a great finish. Perhaps a bit lucky that perhaps the goalkeeper should have done better. But if you hit the target with a bit of pace, you score more often than not. And it just uplifted. I mean, it got me interested in the FA Cup. Full stop. I watched about 6 games from East there and everywhere. I watched Dortmund as well.
And of course, there's another one on tonight, Derby, West Ham.
That's right. And we've been knocked out in the third round for about 5 years on the bounce, and so my interest, once all the non-leaguers have gone out, and then we've gone out, I couldn't care less. But it's nice to be thinking about. Oh, we 7 o'clock the draw. Can't wait. My missus will say, "Are we in this?" And I'll say, "No. We went out 2 rounds ago, dear." But it's
not to Stevenage.
Hey?
But not to Stevenage.
Unfortunately, Stevenage were beaten by the mighty Stoke City, which was they put up a good show.
Who did they knock out? I can't remember around Christmas.
I can't remember now. No. But yeah, I enjoyed the experience. I wish I could have been there. I've got lots of friends in the area, and the sun does shine in Blackburn about 2-3 times a year, and it's very pleasant when it does. But oh goodness me, when it's not, it is cold and awful.
It's horrible. It's horrible place. Horrible place.
I've only been twice actually. Once for a football game, and then once to see a friend up there in Blackburn Market, who does a massive amount of work for poppy selling. And he raises thousands upon thousands of pounds every year. Spuds, his name is, and he goes around. He cleans up old war graves. Now he's not allowed to touch the stone; that's against the rules, right? But the small area in front of it that's all been overgrown for like 100 years or so, he'll tidy, and he does it every single week with his dog, right? And just every single weekend goes up, does maybe 3 or 4 graves in Blackburn Cemetery, finds out where they all are. Puts a little bit of rickety fence and one thing or another, cuts the lawns and that. And his dog goes with him, right? Now his dog has learnt to sit to attention when the last post is played. How clever is that?
Brilliant.
How clever is that? Brilliant. Spuds Taylor, great friend of ours. And we must nip up and see him again soon.
Apparently, Mark, you looked very sexy. Somebody saw you outside the ground. Sam Mullet, I'm not sure whether that's male or female, but said you looked very...
Sam is definitely a male. Sam's been on the show.
Very sexy, apparently.
I believe Sam's been in, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I've actually told him you need to get an eyesight test. So it's just a piece of advice from me at that point.
Yeah.
Well, some of us have got it and some haven't.
Yeah, me, you definitely haven't got it.
I do think, Craig, that's incredibly sound advice, though, mate.
I think it's only fair, isn't it? I mean, it's so unfair to set these thoughts alight. If he's from a distance.
Mark. Right. Here it is, mate. You've got. This is your 3 minutes of fame, right? You got now about 30 seconds to put your sexy face on.
No, please don't.
Let me just go and find my balaclava.
A few appreciation posts coming in for Friend and for Gardner as well. What's your thoughts on that?
Friend was brilliant. Yeah. Friend was considering his age, he was running down he was crossing the ball in. Jukovic was brilliant as well.
Yeah.
I can't see Deeney getting back in tomorrow. I don't want Deeney back in.
He definitely won't be. Eustace has said he will not play tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think
he's injured, apparently.
Minimum of a week. Minimum.
I've got to say it's a convenient injury, though, considering
I don't think he's injured.
the comments on the podcast, and then all of a sudden he's injured for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Not that I'm reading lots into that, but...
Right, what was the comment, Craig? So I've not seen it.
He was basically flogging George Hall to Premiership clubs.
Yeah.
And he was open, West Ham being one of them, and saying, go and get this lad.
Yeah, come and get him. Yeah, we don't want him gone.
Yeah.
Probably under the chairman's orders, but there you go. I think it's a bit of a mountain out of a molehill. He was discussed. He was on a Watford website, wasn't he? And he was just generally talking about we've got some great kids and mentioned George Hall. Yeah. And he made the remark that he told people in football that he knows. Well, I'm sure he has. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But he probably should. He should have
thought.
He shouldn't have mentioned him by name. So we've got kids, and I've told other people about it, but not used his name, and then nobody. We could just, just been.
You know what? I mean, one better than that. Shut your head. Good kids or not coming through the system, right? Don't tell anybody else about them ever. No.
Yeah, but everybody does.
Don't speak to Alan like that.
Everybody does, they know the 10-year-olds that we've got in the academy. These people.
Well, of course they do, but there's no need for the team captain to go around and do it.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I think it's probably way up in the price, isn't it?
Bits, right, but as team captain, shut it.
Yeah, it was ill-advised, shall we put it that way?
Ill-advised, right? If you're in the military, you wouldn't go and give your secrets away, would you?
Gordon's going.
It depends if you wanted to flog a tank on the black market. You might.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just go.
Only Alan Watton could come up with that statement. He's probably done it, ladies and gents. He's probably flogged the odd chieftain here and there.
I am so sorry to be laughing over everybody, but I've just been sent a picture, which for me is definitely Claire's doppelganger, and I'm just seeing it.
Who is it?
Brilliant!
I can't see that, Craig. Who is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Claire.
Apparently, it is a cartoon character called Olga from Hey Arnold.
And that now, from this day forward, will be your nickname.
Well,
It
Arnold.
will now be Olga.
Arnold.
That's fine.
Can you change it, Chris?
can,
Can you change it on the bottom for us, Chris, please?
Oh, yeah. I'll stick one up in a minute.
can I just say, going back to what Claire said a minute ago, there's a rumour about Gordon's not going to Burnley. I don't know how true that is.
I mean,
Yeah.
would you rather
Yeah,
have
but what
him
is
or
it like?
Long?
It's a rumour.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
I'd rather have
I'd rather have
Ablo,
him.
All done.
Yeah.
of course.
Then Long.
Yeah. Just going back to
But
Hall,
again-
Pete Taylor says that he's not convinced the board asked Deeney to do that to get in the cash for Hall. He's not unconvinced.
And somebody more intelligent than me, tell me when the window shuts.
This time tomorrow. Tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
yeah.
tomorrow.
Is it 11 o'clock again?
Yeah.
11 o'clock.
Yeah.
11 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we will be playing until nearly 10 o'clock. So when are we going to do any business tomorrow? You know, everything works against. Why are we the only replay
This
that's
is
playing
not
tomorrow?
the first time that has happened.
Everybody
Alan.
else is playing the following week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Can I just say though as well? Do you think we'll keep hold of Hannibal? Because we're judging by the weekend, the rumours that Man United might want to have him back to have a look at him.
Yeah, because isn't Ericsson injured?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're like worried about it.
injury, yeah. So it's similar to the Sanderson thing last year, isn't it? This sort of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
when they
I
take
think we're
him
in a
back,
position, Mark, where we've got to say que sera, sera.
does he want? Will he want to miss out on Wembley? You know.
I tell you what. Liverpool certainly won't be going there this year. Birmingham City are still in with a shout.
You know what, Nick? If I'd rather have played at Liverpool than Brighton because Liverpool looked so average
Oh,
yesterday.
they did, didn't they? Yeah.
They looked so beatable.
Okay, it's not blues related, and I don't like doing this, but do you think Jurgen's lost it a bit? Literally 1 minute on this because I don't want to talk about Liverpool.
His squad's aged.
You what, man?
His squad's aged.
Yeah. Yeah.
He put
Yeah.
Thiago in. Mane was a massive miss.
Yeah, I see that.
And I think his squad's aged and everyone else has brought younger. That's why he's got like Gakpo and all that.
That's brilliant,
Because
honestly.
I think they've got older, like Chelsea.
Chelsea as
That's
well.
why they're not doing great because their squad's aged, so they're rebuilding, aren't they?
They've got older, Cesar older.
I don't watch live, but I've just put it on YouTube from the beginning. I want to know what drugs Nick is on if he thinks tomorrow will be a noisy affair. It can be noisy.
It could be noisy.
It could be. It could be.
What if we go and score in the first 3 or 4 minutes again?
Yeah. Yeah. Dennis
So
wants to
we
know
can do it.
what's
We can
that
do it.
on Nick's
Sit
head.
down and say, okay, it was good.
I always think that crowds get noisy when their team is doing well, and that's good start. Exactly right. Get good start. No matter with 6,000 or 60,000 there, your team gets behind you. If they don't, what you need is a bad refereeing decision that we get away with. So
We don't get away with any.
the crowd then gets angry, and all these factors. We could walk it 3-0 and watch in silence, but I doubt it.
And what about this strange way of selling tickets as well? By selling the cop first and then going from block.
The thing is, though, it's
to
not
block.
that strange, is it? Because
We've done it before, but we haven't had a half the cop and half the Tilton out of action. You would have thought, well,
Tilton
should-
and Cuff.
Yeah.
that's probably we should get 8,000 or 9,000 there at least, which will fill that. So we're going to open the Gil Merrick, and I mean, my ticket's in the main stand, right?
Yeah.
And if I was going, and I can't, I just cannot get home again. But if I was going,
Sleep outside? What's the problem?
well, I would have to.
Right.
If I go on the cop, it takes me 20 minutes longer to get to the station.
Yeah.
That's why I sit there. I'm out the door, and I'm halfway there before the whistle's gone.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And
I do.
I mean, I couldn't even get the last train to London certainly if we went into extra time penalties. Yeah, it's not
Would you
possible.
rather have the Tilton full behind the goal? Is that where the main season ticket? Like, I mean,
Upstairs,
like I was well confused because I don't know. I just picked a seat in the car. Like,
That's what me and my mate did.
Well, I used to sit in front of Paul Hipkiss and his dad in row 14, right on the halfway line on the car. I had that for years, but when I moved down here and I needed to get to the train, I eventually moved because it's a struggle to get out the Cop, round the ground, and all the way down towards Watery Lane. It takes 10 or 15 minutes longer from that side of the ground.
Talking of the transfer window, the good luck to Mitch Roberts, who's gone out to Solihull Moors on loan for the rest of the season. They've done some great business today, actually. I know it's off the subject again, but they've also signed good old Digger Davies.
Yeah, I saw that.
Until the end of the season.
I think one thing with Solihull Moors, Craig, is they're never off our radar. Never.
And it's a blue nose owner, so we'll always shout him out. Mark Lillipad has said, you need to get a leash onto Hannibal and not let him leave because your bromance will be gone.
Yeah.
It will. It could end in tears, couldn't it?
Yeah, Dom
probably
Dom said he thought he was very good. He wished we could keep him.
Yeah. No, leave it, don't.
Right then, let's get down to serious stuff. Takeover. It's got interesting, but it's not a takeover. Before you jump down this road, Craig, it's not a takeover. It's an investment. What do we know about this investment? Mr. Craig Courtney.
Come on, Craig.
What do we know? All we know is, as much as everybody else, it starts off by Cloak and Dagger. Appears from nowhere, Cloak and Dagger, can't say who it is, and then the following day we get a name. Now, for me, I much prefer Cloak and Dagger.
Name the name.
I don't want to give the name. I don't know how much truth is in it, and I'd much prefer there to be hard evidence that it's that individual before we start.
Respect you for that, Craig. I promise you, 100%.
But there is a common name banding around, isn't there, Craig?
There is a common name.
Yeah.
Gentleman has been involved with Motorola and Microsoft in the past. Is linked to the sports industry through Canada and another party, and actually owns a business called Often Partisan. Now, Often Partisan apparently is the leading area towards the investment, and we wait to see, because I think it's again go back to silence. It's better if the names. It just worries me that it'll go down the same route as the Maxco deal. We'll get all excited, and then all of a sudden something will come out of the woodwork. Now, I hope not, and I really do hope that something comes of this, because what's interesting is it's not just investments in the club, but it's also taking ownership of the stadium. So that has to be a huge bonus from my perspective. But again, we wait and see. The due diligence is the key thing, and will this EFL investigation again hold things up? There's an article today by Daniel Ivory, which actually is a really interesting read in terms of the fact that there are also again rumours circulating that if Mr. King, and the big if, Mr. King is involved, then he wants to sell. Now, if he wants to sell, we can go with the whole lot, you know.
Are we talking Mr. King as in Charles?
Yeah, well, he might as well be, notorious one, shall we say. But again,
for crying out loud's sake.
Yeah. Have they got enough money though? Because I've heard like 5 million worth, 9 million worth. Is that enough?
There's a lot of, again, the speculation is just ridiculous, because it started off with this, multi-millionaire forming a group of people that have, tens of hundreds of millions between them, and everybody gets excited, and then you're right, Claire, you start hearing actually no, they're not worth that much. At the end of the day, it comes down to what the club are willing to, what the shareholder who's selling and the owner of the ground are willing to listen to. I don't believe it'll be straightforward. I think it'll be along the same deal as Maxco, so there will be a split. We're not going to get rid of the owners like a click of a finger. But again, if you listen and believe what's being said, then these people will have a formal running of the club. The other thing is the fact, it's great if we have got parties that are interested in the club. Yeah. And I love the fact that there are people out there that want to invest in us and take us forwards. But that's the key, those words, take us forward.
I'm interested in the club, Craig. I've got £4.75.
Yeah, but you know what? We were saying the other day.
Oh, that's almost, you can buy a share.
You can get a share for that, Nick. And,
share,
why not?
I don't want to lose my money.
Yeah. Join the Blues Trust and you get one share for a £5.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is there's a lot going on at this present moment. And I said it on the radio when the announcement was made last week, and I'll repeat it again now. I can't help but feel an air of scepticism regarding the timing of the announcement. If these people, as again by the rumours, have been having discussions for a couple of months now, then why is it that we've had to wait until there's noise around demonstrations and action at the West Brom game to force an announcement? Yeah. Surely it would have been better that if they were thinking about investing.
For me, Craig,
we're on the high.
Sorry, buddy. For me personally, right, as long as those demonstrations at the West Brom game are peaceful, completely peaceful, non-violent whatsoever, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Let them know how we feel, right? I just don't think this is a be careful what you wish for situation either, is it?
No. It's forever a be careful what you wish for. I mean, I'm not being funny, but we all wanted new owners.
Yeah, can I also say
David Sullivan and David Gold were there. We all want, people were there. We want them out. They've got to go. They're not investing. They're not doing everything. And look what happened.
Yeah. Well, we wanted Coombs out. We wanted Walden out. We wanted the Kumars out. We wanted Sully out. We wanted Carson out.
We did not want the Kumars out. That was a disgrace.
We've wanted them all out. We're football fans. We want the best for our club.
The board must go.
Also, what worries me is we're getting these indications of investments and that, but there's nobody on the horizon for a takeover. There's nobody with that big money, is that?
Look at Stoke City, just up the road from me.
Where are they?
Yeah?
Where are they?
Bet365 are their sponsors, right? And we were talking about
not for long.
They're one of the richest clubs in the country.
They were.
And they can't spend the money.
Yeah. Yeah, you can only spend what you're given. Yeah, that's right.
Sheffield United, under curfew.
Yeah.
Cardiff City, under curfew. So I think of it this way: Birmingham City, we might not have a fat lot of money to spend. Might not have any money, but I tell you what, we can still do things in the market if the right thing comes along.
Yeah.
Those teams can't. So, you're right, Chris. There's nobody coming in and saying we're going to buy you outright.
Where are they?
Whether that will ever happen, we wait to see. But there's a hot off the press 5th round draw has been made for the ladies, and Birmingham ladies have drawn Charlton at Charlton with the game to be played on February the 26th. On that point, brilliant result yesterday.
Superb, absolutely superb.
Overall, and Stephen Gill, thank you as always for your great write-ups and honesty throughout. I think it's fair to say we definitely were treading a very fine line yesterday, but we got through, so that's great.
Right, Bo's decided to
Did you see the highlights, Craig?
I did see the highlights. We were battered, really, weren't we?
But the ground out a result, though. It's about the
absolutely.
The
goalkeeper was sensational. Sensational, she was.
Fantastic. I know you briefly touched on the protest, Nick. But if we can have because somebody mentioned it earlier, who's going to go on the protest march? If we could have maybe a quick straw poll on the shirt box. Are you going on the march from the Blues to St Andrews? Yes or no?
Whilst we're taking
that'd be great.
Claire, can you give me your take on Gary Gardner over the weekend?
Good
I
question.
thought he worked hard. I thought he looked fit enough. I mean, he was only on for like 60, 70 minutes anyway. I
think it would be folly to have done any more, don't you?
Yeah, I think it was good for him to play. I don't know why he's been out for so long. And I generally just think that he worked really well with Colin. Like, you could tell that they'd be, and you could tell he's box to box, and we've missed that. We haven't had somebody box to box. Hannibal runs around. Chong, to me, is not strong enough, but Gary Gardner's been there, done that. I was very sceptical when he was in the side, but actually, I mean, he stepped up, Yuki stepped up, Friend stepped up, all the older guys seem to step up. So, keep playing him.
Like they do on this show, lovely, every single week. The older guys.
The older guys step up. Yeah, right.
The stairlift.
But we did get leaflets on Saturday with like sell the club on. And then there was like things on the back, so it's a bit more like peaceful. So some people help them up, and then it's all to do like there's a petition or something as well going on. I'm not quite sure, but we got given those, so that was a start anyway.
So to cover that off, actually, good little segue there, Claire. Thank you. So the Flyers are a follow-on from the areas that I covered off last week. So this is where the group of fans have all got together with the support of the Blues Trust to put together some areas of action. So those Flyers are the first part of that. Yes, there's a petition. That petition was launched with a guideline of how many, their signatures they wanted to see within a couple of days. It was smashed in less than 2 days. So at last count, there were just shy of, I think, 1,800 signatures on the petition.
Okay.
And to clarify, the petition is around selling the club. Now, it's not saying when, how, for how much, or what they do to do that. It's about selling up. BHSL, we want you gone. I will post the link towards the petition for anybody that hasn't signed it to please go on. And like I say, it's an expression of dissatisfaction from the fans, and it's something that the club will listen to. There's also the march, so the Blues Trust and people from the Trust will be part of that march from town to St Andrews. And there's a few other things that in the future may well be seen happening in and around games or online. So this is the fans coming together. This is the first time that we've really seen some unity with everybody to show how angry and upset the fans actually are, and that action needs to be taken. So, please, if you haven't been involved, please do. And let's just show our voice as one.
To play devil's advocate, would
it peaceful. Do not go into the realms of trouble, violence, where we can, as a club and as a supporters group, can be slated. Do not allow that to happen.
Why do it, Craig?
Would be the worst thing.
Why should people do it?
For us, coming together and doing it as one thing is a way for everybody to show that we all want the same thing. However, I will say, I'm looking at the shout box and I'm looking at the amount of answers towards the question: are you joining the demonstration? There's not one yes yet.
Not one yes yet. I'm
sure there will be.
I'm sure there will be.
I promise you.
But that doesn't mean, and this to reiterate something again, I said this on the meeting when we were together. Just because people don't want to join a demonstration doesn't mean they don't want new owners. No. Right? No. Am I going to join the demonstration? No. But I have my reasons. I will not walk the demonstration with my girls. Yeah. Because
mate.
It's, it's just
not with your force.
But do I want new owners? Yes. So I'm backing the new owners side of things. It's just that I'm not going to join the demonstration.
Okay, let's all have a talk on this, right? Because for me, Craig, I won't be joining the demonstration because I can't walk past you. And I'll be like an hour before I get there. You know what I mean? Alan, yours?
No, I'm not a demonstration person. I've got a lot of, feelings about lots of things, and least, not least. Birmingham City, but when they've had these before, it's about the time I get there on the train, and I've got on the bus as quickly as I possibly can to get out of their way. Like Craig, I'm 71 years of age. I don't want to suddenly be hassled by anybody, the police or idiots or whatever. The concept is fine, but not for me.
Okay, Mark.
No, I'm pretty much the same. I mean, you know,
What, 71?
no, no. I mean, like I say, I don't live in Harborne anymore. I live over in Coventry. So, by the time
No. You've been in Coventry probably longer than Harborne, Mark. So come on, you.
No, but I've been living over here a good 14, 15 years now. But no, I mean, it's practical. By the time I get up home games, it's by the time I get there, I don't drive, so I'll just make it before kickoff. You know what I mean? And plus the fact I wouldn't anyway. I think it's pretty black and white on social media. I think a lot of them are saying if you don't join the demonstration, you're not a true blue nose and stay away.
Oh, you know what? I'd love to meet the person that wrote that, because, like, ask me if I'll join a demonstration tomorrow. Right, and I did joke. Simply, no. Because I think of the same reason that Craig, and I'm 37, right? Okay.
Yeah. Waste.
And,
Waste.
No, seriously, I'm 61 years old.
Oh,
right?
sorry.
I have an absolutely shattered body, which has had that many surgeries on it. It's unbelievable.
You can tell. Yeah.
And I just can't put myself in a vulnerable position. I can't do it. Yeah. You know, I have to go to work to support my life. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the board shape box, and Ray Obro said it doesn't have to be the only protest, and I totally agree. And that's the other thing that's happening is there are a group of people that, as the players come out onto the pitch, will be turning to face the directors' boxes, holding a series of red cards to show them the red card. Yeah. You know, we don't want you. Go away. Get off. You know, that sort of scenario, which again will happen inside.
Once again, though, Craig, unfortunately, none of this will get back to China. None of it.
No.
It might not. We'll be all over Sky, Nick. And that's the thing. That's what people want, is the publicity. And the press are interested in this. There's some articles due that will be covering it off. I think they've already started. Brian Dick did a piece in the Birmingham Mail. So these things have started. And it's a case of we all want to do something. How we all do it is down to us. And Claire, I'm conscious that we've gone round the table apart from yourself, actually. So sorry I interrupted, but
no, that's all right.
Yourself in the demonstration?
Olga, demonstration or no demonstration?
I mean, I totally back it. And last time we did it, it was, they went into by the cop, and I think it worked. I think there was, I don't know yet. I don't think I will. I'd rather just where I park and everything is a bit awkward for me to go all the way back into town to come all the way back up. I mean, I literally park, by the tyres place. So literally I'm there. So
right, Claire, sorry, ma'am. I don't know how old you are. How old are you?
I'm 31.
You're 31, right? Are you married? Got children?
No.
I think we had this conversation.
But you're a young lady.
Well, for you yet, mate.
No, hang on. You're a young lady. What would you think about safety for your own personal self? Yeah.
We fellow Blues fans, I think I would feel okay.
Bear in mind that West Bromwich is the West Brom game, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bear in mind that the West Brom fans will be travelling in exactly the same direction as you. Your personal safety, I'm thinking about here, Claire.
Well, thankfully, I could probably hold my own.
Yeah.
But I think if you're surrounded by other Blues fans, I can't see why there would be a problem. We get on quite well with West Brom in terms of the other people in the area. The northern ones.
There's never any problems, is there?
No, so I can't see it like kicking off. It would just be if people, say things, but I can't. There'll be other women there as well, so I think it's down to your own point of view. If you want to go, go. If you don't, go.
You absolutely only need one DH. and I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One.
I get
All
that,
it
and then
needs-
it could all kick off, but that could happen in the ground. It could happen anywhere. It could happen in the local pub.
Chances of it happening in the ground nowadays are very, very, very slim.
Very rare. But you know, at the end of the day, like I walked behind when the Villa was all coming up, and I ended up all of a sudden in there, and I was like, I need to get out. But I think if you want to protest,
well, you're there good. Do you want
it's up
some?
to
Do
you.
you want
No, I was just like, I want to get away from these because you know you never know, do you? But
You see, I can't run fast enough nowadays to get away. Chris Brown, what about you?
Probably the same as Mark. I wouldn't get there anyway in time. It just for kick off, but I
let's
wouldn't.
assume that you get there in plenty of time.
In plenty of time. If I got there in plenty of time and I was on my own, not with my daughter, I probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ladies
probably
and
Mark.
gents, the FA Cup draw is about to start.
Hang on. Drum roll.
Everyone posted.
as you can see,
Yeah. So we've got a few minutes, haven't we? So
We have indeed. I'll keep everyone posted on how we get on.
I'm sweating a bit now, to be honest.
Right? Which balls have they warmed up this year?
Pardon?
You know, the warm balls.
Oh,
You know.
you're talking about crazy balls.
So that's what I thought. I was thinking, Nick, this is a family show. You
Yeah,
know?
no, we usually talk about this off air.
Oh, mate. Do you know what? In 11 years, I don't think I've said one swear word on this programme. 11, nearly 12 years. I don't think I've ever swore at Chris.
I've heard you say the V word a couple of times. That's enough.
Yeah. And I bloody haven't either. Oh, a couple of weeks ago, Mark Meredith was bragging about how hot it was over in Dallas. It was -8 there today. They've had ice storms apparently, so he was telling me.
Oh, dear.
here we go. About to start.
So, ladies and gents, we are ball number 9. If you were not aware and you are listening, we were ball number 9.
Okay, is anybody on our screen watching it? Are you
I am indeed. I have it
on because I haven't been watching it.
Are we going to sign Alex Song this year or not?
What? Correct me if I'm while we're waiting for this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
you're wrong.
4 major West Midlands clubs are all owned by Chinese. Is that Wolves, Albion, Aston, and us?
Yeah.
All owned by Chinese.
Yeah.
Why did we get the tossers?
So what do we think about Leicester?
It's just sorry, Claire, jumping in. It's just like a couple of years ago when we played them in the 5th round, isn't it? We lost 1-0 that night, didn't we?
As a side note, Wrexham, if they get through, have drawn Spurs at home. So it's Wrexham at home to Spurs if they get through.
They would have liked that away, wouldn't they?
I think if we scrape past Blackburn, I think it's a winnable game. I really do.
At Leicester.
Their current form, they're more interested in the Premier League than they would be for me in the FA Cup. A good following down there as well.
You'd be massive. Yeah. Sell out. Sell everything out. But
I just hope we're not on a Friday night.
Yeah. It's Wednesday. Wednesday.
Anyway, we've got to get through tomorrow yet.
Yeah, let's get through tomorrow.
Let's get through tomorrow.
Keep reading them out when they come through. Claire, like me, Watto, Brownie, and Mr. Pixel, we're a little bit more old school than you are, right? You turn up at the ball game, yeah? You can smell the burgers cooking in the streets. You can. That's the first thing.
That's gone now.
From people that you get right now. You probably had the burgers yourself, right? 31 street food.
Yeah.
What's your opinion as a young Birmingham City supporter on street food?
It's lovely.
I mean, I remember when I was younger, there was the burger man on the side by the cop.
Yeah,
and that smell will always leave. The burger is the smell of football to me. So whenever you go to an old-style ground, that's the smell. I like this. I've had the street food, and I think it's nice. It's good. All I ever think of is, what's the club getting from it?
Yeah.
Nothing from the outside. Nothing from outside because they're not allowed.
So obviously, you've got the Greek one and you've got the Indian one and things like that. Are the club benefiting? Because it's good to have them there, but how much from that £10 did the club get anything? I think it's good to have the option, but I mean, compared to what they sell, it's a better
I
option.
think inside the ground.
Claire, you ready? You ready? A piece of bread, okay? A nice big fat greasy smelly burger.
Yeah.
Piece of cheese, another nice big fat smelly burger, a shed load of onions, and your tomato sauce and that chunk on top, and it's going all down your shirt, and it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's football, and they have taken the very essence of eating off the streets.
But then you've got a tiger roll filled with meat
saw that.
and loads of gravy.
I saw
and
that.
that's like, I get where you're coming from.
Oh, sorry, on what roll?
I wanted that.
But
Tiger roll.
you've got to try something new.
Do not tell me we're killing tigers to eat.
Oh, it looked really nice, that
Great.
did,
It
Claire.
was lovely. I've got to
It's
admit.
ultimate, Nick. And I've got to say, right, so just on that, did the club take anything from the people inside the van? The answer
I
is
don't
yes.
know. We did Highgate and we won, right? We got Booker Pies back at St Andrews.
Lobby the council for the stuff outside, Nick. It's nothing to do with the
Oh,
club.
I know it's not, mate, but it's just a disaster that you go round and
That's the council for you.
no, hang on. We've gone from sniffing burgers, which was our staple diet on a Saturday, to piri piri.
Isn't he at, isn't he at Selly Moors anyway, the burger man?
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
guys, that guy.
He always was.
guy's
He always
something wrong.
was.
Probably
like that.
because we never plan a Saturday at 3. That's
Right,
probably
that's it.
why. We never
Yeah.
plan a Saturday at 3, so they probably can't book them in.
No.
I'm starting.
like
I'm
they
starting a GoFundMe page anyway. I'm starting to have one of those tiger rolls. Ooh, they do look good.
Mind you,
they're happy.
going back to the smell, like it was burgers, and it's. I mean, I don't smoke, but fags as well.
Yeah.
You wouldn't smoke a set like your trousers, sunshine, don't you worry?
Yeah, I know. Weren't it great when we had botulism and we was dying from smoking inhalation? They were great days, they were.
Botulism. What was that associated with, Chris? Was it not salmon, was it? Botulism.
Paul
Back in the
Gill
day.
sums it up beautifully. Who needs street food when you've got Balti pie and a bovril?
That's it.
Do one.
That's all I have. Yeah, Balti pie.
I have a Balti pie every
Yeah,
game.
Balti. I love them.
I love it, Bob, but Balti should never be put in pastry. Never, never,
Oh,
never.
they're
I
beautiful.
agree with you there, Nick. My wife brought me a book. I thought you'd like this. I said, no. Steak and kidneys and pie. Baltis.
Your wife bought you a Balti pie.
Yeah.
When did you decree eyesight?
You need to get down with the kids, you pair.
Well, I
No,
did
mate,
it. It was the first time in 50 years I've known her. And I said, I'm sorry, darling. This ain't on. And she had to eat the other two herself. While we're on the subject of food, I'll tell you now, right? I've been to 200 plus league grounds around Britain and Europe. Two best places for food, Plymouth and Rochdale. The pies.
Okay, so why Plymouth?
Plymouth, because they have real Cornish pasties there.
Pasties.
Yeah, 'cause it's Cornish.
Right.
Darling.
And Rochdale.
I was talking to Denzel last night.
and
Rochdale
Rochdale,
because...
you get your pie with mushy peas.
Yep.
Oh.
Love mushy peas.
Oh, man, we're talking. I'm going to move to Rochdale tomorrow. Mushy peas.
I bet you only ordered a coffee.
Oh, no, that was
I
classic.
I tell you, they were so good.
Best fight you've ever come out
I had-
of, Ken. Promise
I had
that.
one before the start and another one at half time.
Linda wants to know, has anybody tried the Jamaican cuisine?
Linda's that old. I'm surprised she knows what it is.
Oh no, it's not that. It's not that Linda. It's the younger Linda.
Oh, sorry,
Linda
Linda.
Magna. Linda Magna. See, you've just aged her,
yes.
you know. Although she probably is older.
I-
Yeah, she probably is actually. Yeah.
I've
I
yet
guess
to.
it's better than vegan, like Forest Green, isn't it? Like you could go.
Oh, don't start me, Claire. Don't start.
Is that
Vegan
better?
Bovril, no. I've never.
I'm
found
sorry
it.
if you're eating street food, you are betraying the traditions and the game of football. End of.
I'd like to know where these things are because I've never seen them. I've looked around. Not that I was going to buy them, but where are they?
Well,
They are nice.
they're only for young people, you see. So when they see you come in, they hide.
They
The tenner's a lot, isn't it?
Street food or burger?
They shove the crap food out when you come
burger.
past.
Street food or burger? Street food or burger? Your call.
It's always street food. It's got to be street food.
Street
Gotta
food.
be, yeah.
Street food.
Unfortunately, I know what you're saying, Nick, in terms of it, but I've got to say, since we've had the options inside the stadium, I think there's only a couple that I haven't tried. And what's really great is you've got Blues fans that are doing these things that are up at the grounds. You know, our friend Lee Malin from Garrison Coffee. It's great to see him.
Yeah.
You know, to have a chat and to see how things have gone. And Lee will tell you they go through peaks and troughs in terms of the way things are at the club. But it's nice that he's involved. And it's opportunities for Blues fans to actually make an income. Personally, I agree. £10 a lot for some of the food. But when you know,
10 quid for a little thing like this, right? When I was in the Gill Medical Park, the Gill Medical Park, £10 for a little thing like this, right? This bloke had bought it, he lifted it up, he took one bite out of it, and he shoved it on the shelf.
But you know, the 20% of whatever they take for all of those stalls goes to the club. It's part of what they sign into and everything else. So I look at it, if you pay £10, £2 of that's going back into the club, right? So I'd rather do that than spend £6-7 outside the ground on something that's just lining somebody else's pocket and then making complete profit off. You know, at least the club are taking something and every little bit counts.
Yeah. Only a few of us will remember this from Don Kavanagh. The smell of the Frankfurters when the fella walked past the cop with that silver oven on his back in the 70s. Remember that? A big silver thing he used to walk around with. Oh, God. Don't get me started on them free Linda McCartney burgers outside the ground in the early 90s. No, don't remember that. Don't remember that at all.
You know, oh, God, I remember
Linda
walking up there.
McCartney,
People were, trying to get you to convert.
They were trying to promote it,
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Because wasn't there rumour that Paul McCartney was going to be there the one game? He's going to come on at half time with his wife.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
Amber, yeah, come on.
No, there isn't one.
I actually could give you a punchline for that, but I'm going to have to refrain because I could get into a lot of trouble.
Can I just touch on a couple of sort of more serious notes? Etheridge, should we? We probably need to mention that.
Do you know what? We're going to welcome
awful.
Blackburn to St Andrews tomorrow. I'm going to welcome Blackburn into Birmingham tomorrow night. And it's tainted already. It's already tainted.
You can't tarnish everyone with the same brush, though.
No.
One idiot.
I completely agree, Bab. I completely agree. I do mean it. The subject was decided to go for a week. I do agree, mate. Honestly, I do. Right? But what I'm saying is the game is already tainted because of those issues. Yeah?
Yeah.
I hope our lot don't pick up on it and you know what? I'll tell you what. You know what the best thing we could do? Not mention it.
Oh, I'm not
sure.
Not
any chance. Not give any horribleness to their supporters. You come into our football club. You come into our city. This is Birmingham. Huh?
I was quite surprised, really, because knowing Blackburn as I do, it's quite
working man.
It is, and they're very, there's a massive Asian community in Blackburn, It's always been a multicultural type of city, so I was really surprised at that. But
two things that disappointed me was the Blackburn players having a go at him for reporting it, and I think that was uncalled for. His mates started back, pushing it. There was nearly a set to. And the other thing is, who on this planet would go to a football match and pick on a bloke? Yes, we know that he's got Filipino roots in his family.
Yeah. I hadn't got a clue.
But does somebody in Blackburn pick this bloke out and start doing this to him? Who would do that? And it must have been just one bloke. There couldn't have been a group of them because they'd have done something. But what kind of mental? You have to do some research before you come up with the fact that mean, he doesn't look particularly Oriental, does he?
No.
He looks like
I
a
wrote to Chris the other
European.
night, Alan, and I
Right.
said, you know what? I didn't even know he got a frigging suntan.
You know,
Exactly.
no,
I didn't really
I never
meant
even
it.
thought of it.
Like he's
Was
just a
that
football
before?
player.
Yeah. I think
Doing his job.
Yeah,
He's
Jason's.
at work. If anybody abused
yeah.
me at work, number one, you'd get the 2 before company plank of wood round your head. And number
Yeah.
two, right, I'd have the police on you straight away because you don't
Jason
abuse
did.
anybody at work.
Yeah, I think Jason's
Yeah,
hitting on.
played a
Yeah,
good point.
He
Say
says like,
great.
we all have racist fans, not a Blackburn issue. Come on, I suppose he's right. We do. We all have them. Yeah.
And I hate Birmingham City taking the knee. I hate it. I detest it. I don't think it should ever happen, right? And I genuinely turn my back on it because we are all human, right? With a head, 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs, and whatever else you got, right?
I
And
think.
there is no difference.
Yeah,
But I
that's
think
as simple as that.
it's fair to say the referee has done what he could do. He did the right thing. They kicked
Yeah.
the protocol in straight away, which was
Ref couldn't have done it anymore.
He had to do it though. He had to do
He
it.
had to do it.
Yeah.
He could have stopped the game.
Could have stopped the game, yeah.
Stopped the game if he wanted to. I mean, there were literally 5 minutes to go, which obviously with all that nonsense turned into 10 minutes by the time the game finished. Had it happened 20 minutes from the end, bye-bye, all they go. Empty the ground and then finish the game. I think the referee...
Alan, sorry.
Full marks to the referee for handling the situation, getting the game finished.
Yeah,
and
I
getting
get it. Right, I don't understand the rules, right? Okay, so 20 minutes with the game to go, referee decides to abandon the game.
Well,
What is-
no, just take the players off. He doesn't have to abandon the game, just take them off.
Right, I've got you. Yeah.
If they wanted to, with 20 minutes to go, and a game abandonment stands with the result. So the result would have stood if that was called and was abandoned at that point in time. But
So we'd have lost the game.
they wouldn't abandon the game. It's right about taking the players off, but they wouldn't abandon it.
Yeah, but if they hadn't done, we'd have lost the game. Yeah? For one of their supporters abusing our goalkeeper, we would have lost the game. And there would be no tomorrow.
Can I just say my opinion on the taking the knee? I think it's up to the individuals on the pitch. If they want to take the knee, take the knee. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but like this all came about the George Floyd thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Well, actually,
What happened over the
it was before that, actually.
George Floyd was somebody's baby once, George Floyd was somebody's baby once. But then he turned into what he was and put a gun against a pregnant woman's and drugs and this, that, and the other. And racism was far more rife back in their days, guys. Far more rife. And I look back and it was actually horribly vile. Horrible, right? But the likes of Cyril Regis and the likes of the early black players that came into our country and our clubs to play our game.
Can I say about? Sorry, it's just me ranting on. But Cyril Regis, I've got to say, most non-Blues players I'm not really too fussed about. If I see him, I'm not too bothered. But I had a chat with Cyril Regis about 6-7 years ago, and he's one of the loveliest guys I've ever met in my life. I know he played for them up the road. I know he played for the Coventry and the Wolves and all the rest of it. But he had such a big soft spot for Blues.
Changing the subject slightly, I want to just put something out to everybody that we'd like you to do. And it's things that can help yourselves and can help promote the club, but can also help the environment. And I don't normally go on about these things, but this coming weekend is Green Football Day. So Green Football Day, and what it's all about is fans having an opportunity to make a pledge to help improve the environment, the world we live in, and ultimately our own health and our family's health moving forwards. So I will put a link and send a little article out in regards to it on the site, but it's simple. You just go on, you make a pledge. The pledge can be that you're going to take a refillable water bottle to a football game instead of buying a bottle when you're there. Or you're going to catch the train to the game instead of driving. They're pledges that will help the green push. It's something that every club's doing. It's also a competition. So every time you make a pledge, you score a goal. Every time you score a goal equals points. And guess what? Points make prizes. So there's opportunities to win ticket pops. Points make the prizes. So you can do all of these different things, and it's dead easy to do. It's not just limited to adults, it's the kids as well. So, you know, I'm going to walk to school or cycle to school instead of catching the bus or going in the car. So, Claire, you can promote in your classes. And don't forget, when you do it, there's a drop down. What club do you support? So every time you put it in, it helps Birmingham City and it helps promote us and what we're doing around it as well. The BCFC community are massively involved. They've got their own little area running on it. And there's multiple others, including the Blues Trust, that have also advertised it. So please take 5 minutes just to make one single pledge, because every little bit helps, as they say. So it'll be good to do that.
Yeah, great.
And also keep an eye out for our competition. It will be coming up shortly. And it's, like I said last week, really good prize where we'll have a mascot package for one of the ladies' games, which on their current form should be a good one to attend as well.
I did ask for questions on our group earlier in the week. This really is off topic. Drinking in the concourse. Do you think it's dangerous? Poor girl says drinking in the concourse is actually causing a dangerous situation because it's a melee in there.
Right, sorry, I missed the first word. You said drinking. Drinking
in the concourse.
Yeah.
Is actually causing a dangerous situation because it's a melee in there before and at half time. Because people crowd around when there's nowhere else to go. If rugby allows drinking in view of pitch, why not football?
I've seen people that will go in queue for their beer, and they stand in the way, and it is a nightmare, especially for the ladies, for example. You know, you've got to walk past that area to get to the toilets, unless you decide to walk all the way around to go around the outside, which isn't good. But
back in the cop, you'd have just done it there and then. Done
it there on the steps, but for me, I don't understand why people have to congregate, because I have seen people getting their drinks and now standing outside. I've seen people getting drinks to their seats, but also I sit down and watch some of the German football sometimes, and you're allowed to drink inside the stadiums there.
Yep.
They're plastic glasses.
It's compulsory at Bayern.
You look at this row, a plastic glass.
I think you can in America as well. I think in the NFL.
Right. I am a registered alcohol licensee, right? Okay. Now, there are serious rules on where alcohol can either be A, served, and B, consumed, right? Where you've got those white lines is what Birmingham City and the authorities have deemed to be the correct place to A, serve, and B, consume alcohol. That's it. For me personally, I would love the whole football ground to be licensed, right? The whole football ground isn't licensed, yeah? Because when I'm sat in my chair and we score, I would rather have a cold beer thrown down my neck than a red hot coffee any time of the day, no matter what, right? Okay, uncomfortable as it is, but the licensing law says that is the only place you can serve and consume alcohol. And it's not... is it down to the... Yeah, I don't know who it's down to, right, but...
Holly Williams has made a great point here, right? It's not just about football, but you can go to rugby and there's not one area at a rugby game where you cannot drink.
You're absolutely
and they
right.
don't even have away stands because the fans can mix. So here's another great point, Linda Magna. They'll let you go and have a plastic glass inside the stand to carry a soft drink with, but you can't carry alcohol down. But you can't carry a plastic glass or water bottle from outside into the stadium.
I understand water bottles because when I went to Derby away, I was right next to the Derby fans and we were hitting theirs and bottles. I went to Hull away, they were winging them and throwing them. Yeah. So I get it, I do get it and I understand it, and people still get beer in the ground and sit there with it. But if you go to an away game, it's busy, you can't move. I mean, Mark, you would understand, the weekend, Blackburn, you couldn't move like literally you're like, Bristol City couldn't move.
No.
And what happens is they do the Tebley song and it goes everywhere.
It goes all over the place. Yeah.
So I think it's not about having the alcohol in the ground. I think, if anything, it would stop people from congregating if you could just go and have a beer.
Of course
Yeah.
it would.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can go and sit in your chair with your family.
Yeah, and I don't
you know
see
what? Be
why that would be a
sociable
problem.
and be treated like a human being. Huh?
So Linda Dugmore, that's a great
Just
comment.
reading that
That
one,
one is.
yeah.
So fans are drinking dark fruit cider by them in the Gilmary Cuppa and telling the stewards it's Oasis.
Yeah. I like it. I like it when they start drinking in the boxes, in the boxes, and they start waving it at you when you just.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's to do with the Sports Events Act of 1985, and that's the reason why they have limited areas for you to do drinking. So,
But really, Craig, we've
thank you,
moved
Nigel.
on since 1985. In 1985, I was dressing up, for Christ's sake, on New Year's Eve in 1984-85. I dressed up as Boy George, and it was a superb costume. I may post a picture one day. We've moved on from there. We're 2022 coming up. Just
Nick, do
living this
you know, Nick, it's 3 times you've said 2022.
Right, so I can't because
Nick, 3 times you said it's 2022.
well, it was last year.
This is a live recording.
The showbox is going balmy with your mistakes.
2023, 25. Why can't you just?
Hey, Nick, we're 13 minutes to go, mate. You're failing.
What did we agree on?
God, almost.
I'm like you, I forgot.
An hour and a quarter ago.
Sharon, where are you?
Yeah, what we're going to have?
I
Oh,
can't
great.
remember.
No pressure.
Alcoholic drinks and football.
Done it.
Yeah, drinks, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Drinks. Yeah.
What we
Any
got
old-
there?
Okay, any drinks?
Drinks.
Any drinks?
Hot chocolate.
That
Oh, come on.
must have been the first one we ever did.
Does anybody remember Joe Waters? Played for Leicester.
No.
Come
no,
on.
Hopeless, isn't it? Okay, so have we ever had horse racing?
So we're not having drinks. Great.
We've done drinks before. Let's do horse racing then, Chris. Okay.
Go on then.
Here we go. Trevor Jockey.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh dear. I don't know why I said that because I can't think of one single thing to do with horse racing.
We've got loads on the comments though with drinks, so I don't know why we've gone away.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's have drinks and horse racing. Dealey had a half a lager.
Can we have horses having a drink?
Nearly an half a lager. Like culprit. Who's a culprit?
There we go.
Our
We should
friend
get-
in the States, Mr. Meredith, that was.
we should have loads now then.
brilliant.
Yours, Jeff Horsefield, Alan Sugar. I didn't even think anyone would find one. Alan Sugar. Yeah, red rum.
That's
That's
rum.
a horse.
No,
That's a horse
think about
and a
it.
drink.
Rum, drink.
Hey,
Hey,
wow.
that's
Double
good.
points. Double points for that.
You know
Well
what?
done,
That's really clever, Chris. Who was it?
No, it was Mark Brooks, so it can't be clever. Epsom salts, Leicester Piggott. Leicester Piggott.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Do you know what? I didn't get that till the second.
Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic.
David and Ralph Gold Cup.
Yeah, that's a good one. Who was that?
That's me.
That was it. That's
Yeah,
all right.
you
That
changed
was,
your mind now, haven't you?
Could you go Martinelli?
yeah.
Oberfemi Martini.
Oh.
That's a good one.
I'm trying to think of more.
David.
Stephen Gill,
oh,
John
gosh,
Ruddy Mary.
Oh, I like that one.
Sean St Ledger. Ben Foster's.
No.
Ben Foster's.
Chris Brown Ale.
What about Jurgen? What about Jurgen Klopperberg?
Grant Ledbetter.
Yeah.
What have we got there, Claire?
Grant Ledbetter.
Yeah, Grant's oh, yeah. What
Frank
a play on
Worthington.
words that was.
Frank Worthington's.
Frank Worthington's.
Yeah.
How about Epsom Salts Derby?
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Danny Rose.
Danny Rose.
What you got?
Danny Rose.
No, I'm just watching the football, thinking about
Ricky
What about
Trotto.
Rowan White?
That's a good one. Ricky Trotto.
Mark Scales.
Mark Scales.
It is something. He plays darts in the local football. I see him.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I think I'm less because look, Mark's career was cut really short with testicular cancer.
Mm.
Next time I see him, I'll ask him to come on.
Yep, nice.
What about Clavio?
Make sure he's alive, though, wouldn't you?
Chris, Chris Brown, I can't believe you just said that.
Did you have
He won't mind.
Castle Bank for Banks beer?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
What about Brandy Lerner?
I like that one, but I don't like it.
I like the one by
No,
Don
no.
Kavanagh, but I'm not sure I'm allowed to say Paul Piscicalidio. So I won't say it.
David Gold Label.
No, David Gin.
Oh,
Ola.
that, brilliant.
Maybe Bexham. Bex beer.
Wrexham.
I like a bit
Yeah.
of Bex.
Stephen Carling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigel Rio Coca-Cola.
You're broken, human being. You're broken. Who was it, Chris?
That was Paul Gill.
Oh my God, Paul! He does it every week.
Well,
He does it every single week.
Absolutely.
Steve Green, Lee Campara.
In the middle of our goal.
Absolutely.
Oh, blimey.
We need to quickly run through some predictions then, don't we, for tomorrow night and for Friday? Yeah, for Friday.
Yeah.
Go left to right then on my screen. It's Alan.
2-1
2.
to us. I never predict us to lose, even when I know we are. But 2-1. I genuinely think that we're going to nick this.
Claire.
I think it'll be 1-1 going into extra time, and then we'll score in extra time. I hope.
Are we going to win on penalties, though, Claire?
Extra time, I reckon. If it's penalties.
Are we going to win on penalties if it goes to...
Yeah, go on. Let's be optimistic.
Come on, Olga, say your bit.
Yeah, I definitely think. I'm more worried about Swansea away at the weekend, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'd hope
That's
to get
going to be a
win,
very,
but
very difficult game,
we
Swansea.
never get anything at Swansea,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'll take a draw. If we win, happy days.
Mark,
I think we're going to win 2-1 in normal time, and I think we'll
2-1
get a 0-0
normal
on
time.
Saturday. 0-0 Saturday.
okay, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Craig,
I think we'll scrape a 1-0 tomorrow and a 1-1 at the weekend.
okay, is that a Lowry above your head?
Well, if it was, I'd be really happy.
I have a Lowry. It's not in this room, unfortunately, but I will display it next week.
Oh, well done. Okay.
It's called Going to the Match.
Whoa,
I've seen that one, yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, it's Going to the Match.
Are you making a statement? You've actually got a genuine Lowry,
Yeah, it's a genuine print.
not a photocopy.
No, it's a genuine print that cost me all of 15 quid.
You were done. You were done.
Derby nil, West Ham 1.
Don't care.
Ah.
Don't care. I'm going for a 2-1 tomorrow as well, Blues.
I'm going to go 2-0 for Birmingham tomorrow. You know what? I think a defence going to lock up, and I think Etheridge might play again tomorrow, just because.
Yeah,
of
he
this.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I'll start the same team.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
start
mate.
the same team, or bring James in for Chong, or do something, but we might as well go for it.
I'd like to say, Claire, I'd start with Dukey and Hogan myself.
Yeah. Cadro, I'd start with.
Oh, sorry, Cadra.
I think he's got more pace.
This though tomorrow, like from the Cubs, it's revenue, right? Revenue. Leicester away, 50% of the sales.
That's the
Revenue,
game. Yeah.
right? It's revenue. It's what we need at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's true.
A few more names are coming through. So we've got Drunk Dickoff. We've got Paul Furlong. Wayne,
I like that one.
Wayne Groomy. Nicky Budweiser.
Wayne Groomy.
We've got Kieran Diet Coke, Kieran Diet Coke or Miguel Worthington.
Okay, I've got one in my head, but I don't know if it's football. Is it Matt Sadler?
Yeah, he used to play for us.
Whoa!
We've got Neil Milk Kenny.
Very good.
Oh,
Amaretoni Coaten.
I'm going to go for Way Rooney.
Who else have we got?
Walter Shandiani.
Shandiani.
Good one.
I do like that one. That's really clever.
Lots of jumps.
Actually, like for the Pepsi Guardiola.
Just before we say goodbye, I have to say commiserations to our long-term listener, Mike Hill. Unfortunately, his sister passed away earlier today.
No,
so
I didn't know that, Chris. I'm really sorry.
Our thoughts were with Mike Hill and his family and friends. Shame.
What's his name, my friend?
Mike Hill.
Mike Hill.
Mike and his sister.
Mike Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His sister
He
passed away.
kind of just started jumping.
Of course you can,
He found out just before we went on air, and we got the message. So, best wishes, Mike, and thinking of you and your family.
Yeah.
The whole show, Mike, is dedicated to you.
Definitely.
And your family, I promise you, right? Definitely. We are a family together. We hurt, we live, we laugh, we love, and we cry. But tonight, this whole show and everything that we've done tonight, every word we've spoken, I promise you, is dedicated to you and your family. We hate times like this, but they're always going to happen.
Yep.
I've got to say, belated birthday as well to the one and only Mommy Giblin. So,
Mommy Giblin.
Mommy Giblin. It was her birthday the other day, and so I hope you had a great day. And yes, John Farrington, everybody on air, John Farrington has promised to buy the beers. So now recorded, all recorded.
Whoa, Craig. Am I invited? Because that guy is going to need a mortgage.
I've just earned myself an absolute kick-in. I'm waiting for the text messages to come through now.
I didn't know that picture was your mum. I thought it was your sister.
Brilliant. Do you know what? I love the last 15 minutes on the Talk Show, ladies and gentlemen, because we try to bring a little bit of laughter, a bit of comedy into everybody's lives. Yeah. We're all going through hard times at the minute. Cost of living crisis, war in Ukraine, COVID, this and the other. You know what? If we can do this forever and a day, which probably won't happen because Chris will be dead soon. But what an absolute blessing to be able to sit here in my living room, and Alan in his, and Mark in a hostel.
So prison cellar.
Greg is. And our new member, Claire, I think you're absolutely amazing. You talk such an amazing football game. You do, right? And Chris Brown, who sits there with all these buttons going on and wanting to laugh.
Wetting himself.
With his bucket under his table in case he needs to weed. He can't. He can't.
I've moved it now. I didn't realise till a few weeks ago that it made a noise.
Just to end, Nick, Nigel Mann, Paul Scholes.
Clever.
Very good.
That's proper going back a few years. That one is for many people.
Do they still sell that or not?
If they do, I'd love to know where. That was the worst tasting lager ever invented.
Go.
Why would you look to know where it's the worst tasting lager ever?
All right, you just buy it just to show that it still existed. You wouldn't drink it.
You see, when it was, well, I mean, Chris and Alan were young, it was What Is Red Barrel? And your dad would be there on a Saturday, and it'd whack that nail in one side, right? Whack the nail in the other side, and the ceiling would be covered in What Is Red Barrel.
Yeah. Oh, good night, everybody, anyway.
Look, ladies and gents, we've talked the game, we've talked the stadium, we've talked the owners, we've talked anything. We also had a laugh. These, for me, are the best people in my life ever. Craig Courtney.
Good night, all. And I'm just going to leave you with one final one of Roy Wiskeen.
Good one.
Right. My old mate, Mark Adams, with his robe on. Look at him.
Yes, it's freshly mangled.
No, sorry. Okay.
Got to record that one and play that again over and over and over.
No, we won't.
No, just look forward to tomorrow night, and I all our listeners and everybody here has a lovely week, and let's get through to play Leicester.
Superb, mate. Chairman of the board. Love you, Alan. Loads and loads and loads, mate. Oh,
Good night, everybody, and God bless you all.
Howie, I hadn't finished speaking.
Oh, sorry.
Carry on.
I know, I was just trying to stop you.
Crack on, Alan.
Incidentally, it was warm enough down here today to go in the sea.
Shut up!
We don't care.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to because it's full of...
And go on.
Go on, what?
Go on, what?
Say goodbye, Alan.
Oh, sorry, I did. Good night, everybody, and God bless you all.
Good bless you.
This
And
could,
Ubi. Claire. Wow. What a steal you've been, mate. I promise you to the show. I promise you. Do you watch the ladies' football or not?
Sometimes, yeah, but because I go home and away, I don't have time. So
I know it's difficult. Like, I mean, I live miles away, and it is difficult. But you know what? You
I go when I
bought.
can. Go when I can.
Cool. You've actually brought a breath of fresh air to the show, a different perspective. Not because you're a lady, but just because I think you're really brilliant, mate. I promise you.
Okay.
oh, such thing happened.
Alex Scott's got nothing on you, girl. You should be up there. I promise you.
We've had somebody say, by the way, that you look like Karen Carney as well, and I can kind of see that a little bit.
Yeah, and the one off Family
Great.
Guy, the girl, the lady off Family
Great.
Guy. as well.
We'll talk off air. Chris Brown.
Good night. Thank you. Good night. God bless.
And from everybody connected to the Tilton Talk Show and Boyle Sports, thank you so very much. Good night. God bless. Take care. Have a great weekend at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. You've been listening to your Tilton Talk Show.